Hi, welcome back to My Favorite Mistake. I'm Mark Graban. Today we are catching up with another previous guest. We're doing our update series here. Today we are joined by Matt Korban. He was a guest in episode 118. If you didn't hear that episode, I encourage you to check it out. There'll be a link in the show notes or check your podcast feed. But we've got some news and an update from Matt. So welcome back. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Mark?
I'm doing great. Really happy to reconnect. And a lot of times I introduce the guests off of bio. I'm going to ask you this time to, in your own words, tell the listeners or remind them about who you are and what you do.
So I'm Matt Korban, as you said. Now I can say that I'm an author.
Yeah,
I just
congrats.
I just
Yeah.
published my new book. I'm a speaker, I'm a coach, and I'm a consultant. So I do work full time as a consultant, but I'm also a coach and a speaker and an author.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm also a father and a husband. I have two beautiful boys.
Yeah.
And two cats and a dog.
Yeah. I hope you had a great Father's Day. I'll say a belated happy
Thank you, sir.
Father's Day to you and other fathers who are listening.
Of
So
course.
tell us about the book. I mean, it's exciting to have that. Congratulations. I'd love to hear about the book. Maybe we can kind of talk about how it came to be.
Yeah, thank you. So my book's called Footprints in the Sands of Time. It's a journey of self-rediscovery. And the interesting thing about this book, I really started writing this book like 8 or 9 years ago,
Mm,
and it was something different. It was my story.
yeah.
I wanted to write some because I went through a lot of stuff in my life. I traveled a lot. I I've been through some uh, lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure if they listen to the past episode, they know what we're talking about,
Hmm.
life and death stuff.
Right.
Anyways, so that book took me like 7 or 8 takes and 7 or 8 years to write because it's something very special. It's very dear to my heart, and as I said, it started as my own story. It ended up as a novel
Well,
that has a lot from me growing up and doing a lot of things, but it's more. I mean, if any reader would like to read it, they would have more fun because my story isn't as fun as story of Shan, who is the hero in my novel.
uh-huh.
So yeah, it is basically it's a story of self-rediscovery. It's a wisdom. It's in couple of words is the hero who's Shan. He tells his story how he was brought up, how he went through hard time growing up, how he was this special kid,
Hmm.
and how he lost a lot, and it took him a lot of time to rediscover what he lost, and then to start his journey when he was older and wiser to self rediscovery and find closure to his life.
Yeah.
It's very descriptive. It's written in a very descriptive way. It took a lot of research
Hmm.
uh, just to do it, and it's I think everyone would connect with everything happening in that
Hmm.
book because everyone went through stuff that they do regret, and they wish if there's some time machine to go back in time and just redo it all over again. And
Yeah.
Chen did it not in a time machine, but he just found a way to just mend whatever was happening in his life.
Hmm. It seems not at all unusual for authors to go through a lot of iteration in the process of writing the book. I did that with The Mistakes That Make Us. You know,
Mhm.
the initial concept was different than what it evolved into, and beyond the original, there's always cycles of writing. But I didn't do this. I know authors who've basically written the complete manuscript and then decided to, or got advice to basically throw it out and start again. And which seems like that would be really painful.
It is, and it happened to me, and it was a bit uh, depressive or whatever. When I wrote the
Yeah.
first one, I just sent it to a friend of mine who is she's an amazing editor, and so she read it and she was like, "It's nice to you, but I mean, it's boring to me because it's too personal."
Yeah.
And I just put it aside for like 9 months
Hmm.
and then start again. and again. It took me like 7 or 8 takes,
Right,
but
right.
now I'm happy with it. And I don't know if you can see
Well, good.
this.
Yeah. The blur effect
Yeah,
always
there's a blur.
gets in the
I'll
way.
send you a picture.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll link to the book in the show notes. And
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, did it turn into a novel in the second attempt, or did that happen later on?
It is in the second attempt, yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that was her advice to. Now, is it like a semi-fictionalized
it is. Yes.
autobiography then in
No,
different
it's
ways,
fiction.
or
It is fiction.
it is fiction? But
Yeah.
so how much of your, I guess then you have to decide how much of your own story to weave into it versus trying to illustrate certain principles and life lessons.
You're right, yeah. I mean, probably the beginning of it is a lot of my story, but under other names. But as we go, it's more stuff that could happen to anyone, and it's more a story, a fiction that if anyone would read it, they don't want to just. I mean, I've had people telling me that they finished the book in 3 days because they couldn't
Hmm.
just let it go or stuff.
Yeah,
So it is fiction, but at the same time, it's not like a fantasy or something from outer space or something. No,
right.
it's based on my story, but
Hmm.
yeah.
Is it more of how you wish your story had turned out, or is it more loosely inspired by the things you've learned?
I think you're sitting inside my head right now. Yes, probably it's how I wish to find some closure.
Hmm.
And I know that I still have some stuff hanging there, and I have stuff that I can't find any closure to it, and probably I put it in my book. So
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, but I mean, it sounds like you're more than happy with the results of this long iterative journey.
I am. I'm very happy, and I just started writing my second book
Okay.
because I've had a lot of people and a couple of publishers reaching out to me and asking for something because they love the style, they love the descriptive style. I'm someone who's very visual.
Hmm.
When I talk, I see images, so
Yeah.
so this is what I did in my book, and I'm
Mhm.
very happy with the result. Like the first week, we were able to sell a lot
Hmm.
of copies, and I was called to a couple of events to sign the book, and I was shocked. I was like, seriously?
Well,
So
that's great.
I'm happy. Yes.
Well, good. And you were inside my head because I was going to ask you if you're going to write more. So thank you for answering that. What sort of direction is the second book going to take, do you
I'm
think?
writing currently 2 books. One of them is a compilation of short stories, and this is a very interesting one as well because I started writing. I was 16 years old, probably, and I have a lot of those notebooks that are taped and put in the basement, and I had to dig these out and look at them. So the book that I'm gonna publish by end of this year, it's a compilation of short stories. It's gonna be called 33 Years of Random. So it's everything I've been writing since 33 years and all short stories about
Yeah.
everything. And this is how my journal was. I used to see something and write as a story in my journal. So I'm rewriting those in a nicer way now
Hmm.
that I.
Yeah.
And the second book is really the shedeur that I'm trying to make. Is going to be published next year. It's and we're going to be pitching it for a movie. It's called The Forgotten Hero, and we're going to be talking about a war hero, a
Hmm.
forgotten war hero, and their journey. And it's going to be dedicated for all of our war heroes.
Yeah. Wow. Well, we've been joined again, a chance to catch up with Matt Korban. His book is Footprints in the Sands of Time. Excuse me, Footprints in the Sands of Time, a journey of self-rediscovery. I made the mistake of not having water handy, and allergies are stifling me today. So I apologize for the. I'm gonna have to make sure I edit out the throat clearing. Let me just leave a pause. I'm gonna go back. Let me just go say this again.
Sure.
Well, so again, we've had a chance to catch up here today with Matt Korban. The book, congratulations again on that, Matt, is Footprints in the Sand of Time, a journey of self-rediscovery. I see it on Amazon, so you can find it there. Any other place that you would want to point people to, Matt, to learn more about the book or your work again more broadly?
I'm guessing my social media. I'm very active on my social media, especially my Instagram. We'll have the link as well.
Okay. All
And
right.
as you
Well,
said, it's on Amazon. It's in Barnes and Noble as well. So
yeah.
it's almost everywhere on
Okay.
virtual shelves.
Yeah, and I see paperback and Kindle versions. So I hope people will check that out. So Matt, thank you so much for coming back, giving us the update. Interesting to hear the story of those cycles and those changes. I'm glad to hear that you persevered through that journey. So thanks for sharing that with us.
Thank you.